Fridays, frontline. Fridays, frontline. Fridays, frontline. Fridays, frontline. Fridays, it's frontline. Fridays, frontline. Fridays, it's frontline. Fridays,
Ebony, I got this diva. 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 If you're an artist, artists about to show business that's artistic. Here we showcase the gifted. Come tune in and get lifted. Learn to hustle and flip it. Whether you're on a budget or riding around and getting it. Got promo at the wazoo. Call in, we'll spot you. All the artists on fire, so you know that music hot too. We got you, can't knock it. Interviews to topics. Yeah, the haters won't block.
What's going on, y'all? It's your girl, Diva Ebony B. Welcome to Diva Spot Radio. I am super excited today because I got ElleXentric coming live in the building, and we are going to be interviewing her, showcasing her, and playing her fabulous music off her new album. I'm so excited to have her in the building. Make sure you tune in right here. Comment while you hear her on Facebook Live, on YouTube. Make sure you click the like button, subscribe, and click that notification bell so you can know when Diva Ebony B will be live with all this amazing talent and entrepreneurs that's going to be in. I'm going to bring my special guest live on the show with us. ElleXentric, welcome to Diva Spot, honey.
Hi, boo, hey. You know how we do. Hey, boo, hey.
Hey, boo, hey. Listen, this sister is so incredible, so amazing. Actress. She was in a movie, and I loved the movie. Songwriter, singer, performer. What else? Business owner, shoe designer. What else does this woman don't do? Make sure you follow her on all social media platforms. Oh, we are so excited to have you here. For those who don't know who you are and are about to have the privilege to be exposed and explore this journey with you, let them know who you are and tell us a little bit about yourself.
So, first and foremost, I'm me. No, I'm just playing. So I am exclusively Elle when it comes to radio. And there is Exclusively Elle Presents that is out there on Spotify as the radio podcast. And there is also Beat Street Divas that is out there, which you're my half of counterpart co-host for that. But on the music side, which is where we're focusing today, I am ElleXentric, and I write a lot of music. I had some things in the archives that just needed to come to life. And so that's what we're going to get together to do today. I'm your school bus, Black Mrs. Frizzle, magic school bus driver, taking care of your kids in the community as my governmental job when I'm not working on my entrepreneur stuff.
Thank you, Elle, so much for letting them on. You look so pretty. I mean, did you put on for Diva today? Because you're looking real cute, honey.
I couldn't come up in here, honey, with anything falling off or looking loose or crooked or anything. Because, you know, we used to do beauty tips and fashion fix on Beat Street Divas. So, you know, I had to come through if I was going to be coming to Diva Spot Radio. You heard?
Well, thank you for that. And let's jump right into this journey. What made you decide, like, how did you get into music, and how to bring you to the point of the incredible artist and songbird that you are today?
Getting into music was rough. It's not a glamorous thing. Everybody thinks, oh my God, I'm going to go to Apollo. I'm going to grab the wood and I'm going to make it. You're not 9 times out of 10. But you got to be passionate about what you do. And for me, it was just talent shows with my family, singing in church choir. Everybody has kind of a Baptist church background in the urban community. And that was kind of the start for me. So it was fun. It's still fun. And I enjoy making music and being experimental with the things that I touch. As far as the lyrics, as I don't play an instrument, I'm still working on that. Okay. Shout out India Irie. You can kind of help me with that guitar skill. You're listening. Woo-hoo. But I definitely want to make sure that I'm writing and I am using the vocal talents. And as you get older, you'll learn that your vocals will change. So you still have to work on them and keep this in your life. It's good for you.
What was your first song that you recorded?
Oh, wow. Hot seat, am I on Diva Spot Radio, huh? Okay. Finally Free. Finally Free was the first song that I recorded. It actually has a video. I think that's the only video that I ever did. So I got to get my video skills up. Holla if you hear me, if you're listening, videographers. But Finally Free was the first song I did. I went to a fashion show. I'm originally from Seattle, Washington. And I went to a fashion show in downtown Renton. And I was really there as a radio personality, taking pictures and just getting my feet wet and networking. And I ran into someone who said they were a musician and had a lot of songs that they had put together and were just kind of sitting on the shelf, and asked me if I could sing. And I said, modestly, here and there. So I winded up linking up with them.
A little razzle-dazzle.
Yeah, a little razzle-dazzle, recording with them. And it actually turned out pretty good. I wound up writing the song that same night, like on the street, because I had some composition books in my car. And then the next day I linked up with him and his friend and said, what do you guys think? And then we winded up recording it. Shout out to Rumba Notes in Seattle, Washington for allowing me to use the space for the video. Shout out to Urkel Films for doing that project. It was just super dope. There's so many people to name on that, and it kind of started from there.
I love it. When did you decide, like, going on this journey, you have this album that's about to drop, Reflections, and it's a journey, but when did you realize or decide, like, you know what, this is something that I'm going to do professionally?
I think I'm still deciding that. I don't think that I've truly made the decision, because when you kind of like, who said that? Steve Harvey, you got to kind of just jump out there. Him and Tyler Perry jump out there and jump off the roof, and either you're gonna fall or you're gonna fly. I really am not that bold yet. I'm gonna be the one who's peeking off the edge of the roof, looking for the firemen and the parachute to be down there, because I don't want to jump. So I still am trying to figure out where this is gonna lead professionally. But in the meantime, I know I have a talent, I know I have a gift, and I want to be able to share it. And it's fun. So I want to have fun.
I love that. I love that. And my next question before we get into some music, it's your girl, Ebony B. You now tuned in live to Diva Spot Podcast Lounge with ElleXentric live in the building. Make sure you comment, ask your questions, leave comments about the music right here on YouTube, Facebook Live, Instagram, and Twitter, which is X now. So we definitely see you out there, and we appreciate you guys being here. My next question, Elle, is what is your creative process when you're writing and making music? Is it just things that inspire you, that you can just write a song, or is it just something that happens naturally, or a tune that comes in your head and you like, yeah, I got to get this out? Or is it just raw emotions that happen at that time that you just feel like you need to make a song?
A little bit of both. A lot of it's raw emotion. A lot of it's based off of what I've been through or kind of the mood I'm in at the time. Some of it is inspiration about what's around me or surrounding me. But it all kind of starts in the shower. And it starts with a hook. So there's a dope hook, and then I'm kind of like the female Nate Dogg, R.I.P. Nate, and trying to write a dope hook, and then I have to figure out how to write around that hook. But I'll be very transparent here. Lately, it has been very hard to write. It used to come so naturally and so easy, and now it's a little bit more difficult to just be able to free form things off the top of the dome. And I find myself sometimes having writer's block, but you know, it happens to the best of us. So you pray, you move on, and you persevere.
Now, you've done a good job thus far, even though you may not feel like, yeah, I'm still deciding if I want to do this professionally, but you actually won an award at the Seattle Sound Music Awards that I definitely want to highlight. You did win Best Female Vocalist, and that was pretty dope. Could you tell us more about that?
That was super dope. I really, in Seattle, Washington, the Seattle Sound Music Awards is a platform that highlights artists, whether you're a new up-and-coming artist, very, very similar to, you know, the Grammys and MTV Awards, Music Awards, and, you know, Source Awards and things of that nature. So to be recognized by my peers and my city was really, really commendable. I was overexcited, and I had a dress made for the event that was very avant-garde. Shout out to Heidi Klum with Project Runway. And I loved it. It was an experience like no other. I thought I had my speech ready, and I got up there and I was like, yeah, thank you. Which is totally not my thing. So, I mean, be ready at all times to be prepared to shout out people and make sure that you're got your speech together, because stuff hits you pretty hard. And if you ain't ready, you better bite the bullet.
You just start sweating like, well, I gotta thank somebody. I want to thank God and my mama.
I know, right? We always give shout outs too. I really want to make sure that we highlight her. Lady Scribe is doing a fantastic job. That's actually who puts on that event for Seattle Sound Music Awards. So let's give her flowers while she's here. And, you know, thank her tremendously for recognizing the artist talent.
Thank you, Lady Scribe. Yeah, and she goes hard in the paint for Seattle. She loves it. So, Lady Scribe, we definitely give you your flowers and appreciate you. Now, we're going to be featuring 2 tracks today here on Diva Spot Podcast Lounge, and one of them is Ready, and the other one is If I wanted to talk about Ready. I think it's a really smooth track. Why don't you tell me a little bit more about that before we go ahead and get into it?
Ready was written when I was in a space where it was turmoil. I was living in a part of urban city that in the daytime was one way, and at nighttime it was totally a different way. And so there was a lot of poverty, a lot of homelessness, a lot of drugs, a lot that I just didn't grow up around and I wasn't accustomed to, but I was grinding, and it was at that time the only place I could really afford to live. And I always said, if that duplex that I was living in could have been uprooted to another neighborhood, I would have taken it with me, because I really enjoyed staying there. But I had to come up with a concept of what do you do? And just because I'm around negativity doesn't mean that I have to project that when I go outside. And because that's not my character, you'll hear the words in the song say, you know, I have to be ready when I walk out the door, because I never know who I'm affecting when I'm walking out. I'm coming out with a negative attitude. Somebody else might be having a rough day, and I project that on them. I can't do that. I have to make sure that I'm positive and I'm staying in the zone mentally, so that when I step out, what I share with my gifts are going to be projected that way.
Well, I definitely love that, you know, just being mindful of your surroundings. And I have a big saying is, I never let my current identity determine, right? I never let my current situation or location determine my identity. I remember living back in Newark, New Jersey, and living in the projects, and I still got up and went to work a customer service job, maybe like an hour away out of the urban city, which was in a corporate building. So, you know, just because I lived in the projects or just because I lived in the hood didn't make me a hood rat. So I really commend you for that and really saying and honing in, like, this is not how my story ends. This is just where I can afford right now, and I'm grinding and I'm moving from here. So I think that is a beautiful testament of how resilient and how strong you are. And you really should applaud yourself for that and congratulate yourself if you already haven't.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, let's get into this track right here. Ready by ElleXentric. Go ahead and introduce it and we'll play it live right here on Diva Spot Podcast Lounge with Diva Ebony B and ElleXentric.
You guys are now listening to ElleXentric on Diva Spot Lounge right here in the place to be. Here's Ready.
I wake up to days where I just don't know what's in store for me when I walk out the door. Still I yawn and stretch, brush my hair, get showered and dressed, try to relax my mind, just take it slow. Pull up the blinds to the whole wide world outside my window, watch the people walk by on a clueless stroll. My heart is heavy and my mind is frayed, and there are many days where I'm really afraid, but I hide it well with a smile on my face. 'Cause I gotta be ready when I walk out the door. Oh, 'cause I never know the effect that I may have on someone's soul. You know I gotta be ready when I walk out the door, 'cause I never really know the effect my energy may have upon their soul. I push through it to get to it, keep my confidence intact, 'cause I know who's got my back, like a Cadillac without full flats. See, I'm trying to stay the course, screaming PVO inside, staying positive, praying all negativity dies. Self-evaluation's key, trying to live in love, happiness, and peace. To my own self, I must stay true, so I'm cautious how I move. These vibes ain't hard to read, I'm sure you will agree. So before you start your day, just remember this one here thing. Be ready, so you don't have to get ready. Be ready, 'cause you don't wanna have to get ready, ready.
Welcome back. Welcome back. That was ElleXentric with Ready. It's your girl, Diva Ebony B. You're now tuned in live to Diva Spot Podcast Lounge every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm definitely feeling the track, L. I love to hear artists be transparent. And even through the midst of all of what you were going through, you said, I still got to be mindful of how my energy affect other people. I mean, that is true Pisces behavior. That's what I'm going to say. That's just true Pisces behavior. And I like the track. Who was the track produced by?
The track was produced by Cedric Armstrong, which was original producer that I worked with on the Freshman project. And then it was recorded at Kevin Gardner's studio, who's a very prominent producer in Seattle, Washington, and has worked with the likes of E40 and a few others in the industry. So that was exciting. I call myself studio shy. I do good at home and I do good live performing, but in studio is a little bit different. But all the background vocals that you heard in Ready and the front vocals, everything were layered and done by myself. So that was a really, really fun project.
I love it. It just sounds so smooth. And, you know, the message, I'm always looking for a song that has great lyrical content. So, you know, and I am very familiar in the urban area. I was right down the street from you. So it wasn't like I was that far away from. Big shout out to Chocolate City. I'm not even going to sit. We're not going to sit here and act like Diva wasn't down the street. Come on now.
We was both in Chocolate City looking out the window.
Looking out of my project window. Looking out. Shout out to Ronald Isley and Nas. We're on the journey with ElleXentric. Make sure you check us out on YouTube at Diva Spot Podcast Lounge. Make sure you check us on Twitter. Make sure you check her out on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at ElleXentric. Make sure you follow, get the music. Ready is on the Reflections album. It's The Journey, and it's going to be dropping
November the 16th, and pre-sales will happen on Monday the 13th. So today, actually, pre-sale will happen today.
Yep, today you can get it right now. So where do they go to go ahead and put in pre-sales right now?
You can go to Spotify.com. You can go to Amazon. You can go to iTunes. You can go to Pandora. All things digital. You'll find me, and I will be there. ElleXentric is spelled ELLE, capital X, ENTRICE. That is a combination of L as the individual and centric, a spinoff of eccentric, because I have such a interesting character and dynamic.
Yes, you do. You know, big shout out to the March Pisces. Pisces are definitely very much interesting personality, as someone has told me, and I'm fine with that. But again, make sure you check out all social media platforms. I want to jump into Build 206, and there was something really special that happened with them. A big shout out to Build 206. We definitely got to show them some love. And
yes,
let's talk about that a little bit here.
Build 206 formed. There were two brothers that I was fortunate enough to go to high school with long ago. Never mind how long. But one of them unfortunately wound up passing away, and the other brother has since dedicated his time, his resources, money into giving back to the community and building Build 206, which is Brothers United in Leadership Development, is what that stands for. So it is Black men who have come together and have given back to their community and recognize others that are entrepreneurs. They help you with the skills that you need for receiving grants, for getting started, like maybe these Kickstart programs that are available inside of our community in Seattle, Washington. So I was very fortunate. I do own a company, XEEX, which is a mesh of exclusively Elle, my radio personality, as well as ElleXentric, my music personality, was formed XEEX, which is my brand. And I was fortunate to win a grant from Build 206 and be recognized again by my peers. So that was awesome sauce. In the picture Diva B used, you guys can see I had an unfortunate issue with my with my leg and my ankle, but I was still there representing with my boot and all. Build 206. I love you, brothers. Andre Franklin, keep up the good work. Definitely shout out to you. And I mean, it gets no better than that. Shout out to Guy Davis. He is a recognized DJ who is very much so affiliated, and I've done a lot of work with him. and Miss Bonnie Crow and them as a team. So I'm very, very, I try to be impactful, but I definitely work with a lot of individuals in my urban community to make sure that I can contribute as much as they contribute back into me.
Now, Elle, you have been known by keeping your ear to the street, you know, and one thing that I loved about that, because we were on our beat, keeping our ear to the street, and that's how Beat Street Divas came about. Beat Street Divas with exclusively Elle and Diva Ebony B. We keep our ear to the streets, and it was super exciting. And I want you to tell all the viewers about how Beat Street Divas came along, because it still is a beautiful connection, and it did so many great things. But of course, our journey in life is happening. But I want you to tell these guys, you know, and all the viewers out there, how Beat Street Divas came along, and what was your reflections from that?
I don't even know, to be honest, how it became. We just, you know, for those that are listening, for those that are watching, me and Diva Ebony B met through a good friend of ours, Soul. Shout out to Soul Motion. Trevor Williams is his government name, if I can say that. But he introduced us a long time ago, and we just connected and we linked and we remained friends. And we actually met for networking purposes because we were both in radio at that time, and I was just starting.
Yeah.
So she kind of was mentoring me into the radio aspect. But excuse me, Trevor knew, or Soul Motion kind of knew that we would be good together, and we got together, and it didn't just stay a networking situation or a business opportunity. We actually became sisters, you know, and the sisterhood, we just kind of, she knew some things and I knew some things, and we put it together and we came up with Beat Street Divas, where we didn't have to hold our head a certain way or, you know, sit straight a certain way. Like, we could just kind of be free as Pisceans, her being February, me being the March Pisces. We could come together and just totally be our free spirited selves and share with the community, and use both of our radio platforms with the connections that we have to put on authors and artists and cake designers and bakers and, you know, any and everybody, even the youngest entrepreneurs. Shout out to Queen's Royal Sips, which is Diva B's daughter, and has her lemonade stand. So, you know, does lemonade. So we really made sure that not only were we having a blast and having fun and talking a little ish in the streets, we was actually giving back to the community as well with our platform. So, you know, if I left out anything, Diva, please jump in, because I can't even tell you how it started. We just made it happen.
Oh no, it was great. It was great. You know, I love Beat Street Divas. I got the opportunity to work with ElleXentric, well, exclusively Elle on Beat Street Divas, but it was wonderful. Big shout out to Keisha. She was making meals for us when I had the opportunity, and Elle had reached out to me. Yeah, she was like, hey, Eb, you know, I want to do a show with you. What do you think about doing a show? And, you know, life was happening still. I was on my journey. She was on her journey. And I was like, okay, I'll definitely do it as long as we're having fun. Because around that time, I had kind of got jaded in radio. But then, you know, like ElleXentric came along and just kind of, you know, put the seasoning back into it, you know, put the sugar back in my Kool-Aid. And I was grateful because it was fun, and I wanted to have fun, and I didn't want to go through all the radio politics and the red tape. So it was great. And I got a chance to come to her studio and set up there, and we just had a ball, and it grew. And then again, the life journey kept happening, and I'm glad that we're getting the chance to just reflect on our journeys, because this is what this is about. You know, I'm grateful. And you guys, again, you tune in live to Diva Spot Podcast Launch. I'm here with exclusively Elle, our special guest. Make sure you check her out. We are going through and talking about Reflections, the Journey album that's going to be, you can get it today, pre-sales today, and it's going to be dropping on the 16th. But I'm so grateful that we're getting a chance to reflect on all the incredible things that God has allowed us to do.
Absolutely.
And as speaking of life, and you were, like you said, you are a business owner and you did receive the grant from 206 Build, and you have some fly ass shoes. And I got to make sure people see these, the Tokyo strut. Yes. ElleXentric Tokyo struts. Like, these are giving, yes, it's me. This is giving, yes, I'm loud. It is giving, yes, I'm a diva, divine, intelligent, with victorious attitude. And I'm a B. I can be a B girl. I can look cute. I can dress up. I can dress down. But don't play with me, because I'm here for it. It's such a lady with such a loud appearance. So I love these shoes. How did you get into designing shoes? Like, where did this come from? I mean, it fits, but what? Because you had shoes and you had slides and you have men's sneakers. So come on, business lady, what's up?
Before we get into that, let me just back up a little bit, because shout out to Keisha Willis. She has actually started her business, which is excuse me, 2 boys and a girl catering. And so I want to make sure that we plug her appropriately. I'm always here for the give back. So I've recently spoken with her, and yes, it is a journey that sometimes 2 individuals or individuals period or kind of go down different pathways, but I always try to keep my contacts and my connects and make sure that I support them when I see them grow. So I want to use this platform right now to go ahead and make sure we acknowledge her in that retrospect, not just making food for us on Beat Street Divas or Soul Food Sundays, which was my show. So definitely shout out Keisha. We're proud of you. To answer the question for you, it was with regards to the shoes, you know, I don't sleep. I don't really sleep. Like, I lay in bed and kind of scroll on my phone, and I am bored easily. So I wind up scrolling one day and I really wasn't happy in my home front. So I was residing with someone and we weren't on the best of terms. So we were in the house, but living separately. And so while I was in my room, I was scrolling through my phone and I was able to see I can design my own shoes through, shout out to alliveshoes.com. That is who I actually used as my designer. No shade, you know, I'm not gonna say it was all me and I did it, I patented it, and I had a little help along the way. And, you know, whoever's interested in doing that, please use that platform. It's very helpful. You gotta spend a little money to make a little money. But for me, back in the day, I was always a sneakerhead. I didn't really wear heels. I wasn't really that girl. You can find me with the guys. Once I got my check, I'm down there and I'm getting whatever. I don't care really if they were Nikes or Adidas or, you know, hell, Rydell's for that matter. And I'm still like that. It doesn't have to be a name brand for me. As long as I can put it together, it matches. I can put a whole fit together from Value Village or Goodwill. You know, it's about the character and how you rock it. It's not necessarily about the brand name. So I decided that I would go ahead and design my own shoe. That is the Tokyo strut that Diva B was showing you guys. And as you see on the box, it says shoes speak louder than words, because that's kind of the first thing that I look at when I see somebody. I kind of look down at their shoes and I'm like, that kind of tells me, for me, about that person, about their character, about their, you know, without really judging, but I can kind of get a good feel on who this individual is by their footwear and their attire on the feet. So, you know, that goes for the slides too. You know, if you're wearing a slide versus a house shoe, you know, it kind of says something about your character too. So just make sure you represent yourself in the way that you want people to see you in when you step outside, I guess would be my advice.
I love it. It's your girl, Diva Ebony B. You're now tuned in live to the Diva Spot Podcast Lounge. Go ahead and pull up a seat and get comfortable. Our special guest, ElleXentric, is live in the building. Make sure you check her out on all major social media platforms. I want to get into some more music, honey, because that's what it's about. It's about showcasing the music. We're going to show, and the great thing about it, Elle is a good gumbo. So you're going to get everything. You're going to get all of the things, and I love it. So I want to get into some more music. You have another track that we're going to be featuring today right here on Diva Spot. And again, you guys, the music that we are featuring is off of the Reflections album, The Journey. Take the journey with ElleXentric. You're definitely going to enjoy yourself. You're going to love this album, and make sure you can go now and pre-order it. Pre-orders are going on right now. But Elle, go ahead and introduce If I, and let them know that they're hearing it right here on Diva Spot Podcast Lounge.
It's your girl ElleXentric. I'm tuned in with my good girlfriend and good sister Diva Ebony B on Diva Spot Lounge. And the next song that you'll hear be coming from the upcoming album Reflections, The Journey. It's called If I. Check it out.
Baby, if I
There's this guy, I know he really is fly, so I make sure I ring his line, let him know that he's on my mind, cause we both got busy lives, and at times I get the VM, and I'm sad because I miss him, but I still leave a message, too scared to tell him where my heart is. No, I don't wanna send a text, want him to hear the context. This is the message I left. Go ahead, take a listen to this. Hey, I didn't really want too much. I was just calling to see what was up with you. Hopefully you're having a good day. You know, we gotta find some time to spend with each other. We stay so busy. I'm ripping, you running. We both ripping and running. But somewhere, we're gonna have to make sure our schedules meet. Cause I'm trying to see what's up with you. I hope you feel the same. It doesn't have to be anything grandiose or anything. Something small, we can go dancing, do some pool, movies, Netflix and chill. You know, that works too. Listen, I'm not gonna leave no long message, even though I kinda like already did. But it's cool. You know where to find me. Hit me up. There's this guy, I know he really is fly, that I wanted to spend some time, let him know what's on my mind. But we both got busy lives. If he check his schedule, I'll check mine. Then maybe we can spend some time and let him know what is on my mind. Deep down inside, if only I could let him know what's really on my mind. I would. If schedules are finally in sync, and I can't wait for him and I to link. We meet with a hug, I get a kiss on the cheek, and we converse over a bite to eat. And as we walk, I start to mill over my thoughts. I can't shake these butterflies deep down inside. He's a special guy, wish he was all mine. If only I could let him know just really what is on my mind. I would.
That was ElleXentric right there. If I definitely loving that song. Oh, that is a sweet and beautiful song. It was written before Mr. But it's such good timing. I mean, I get this mixed now because I know what I know and I know what I know. But it's a beautiful song, and it's kind of like you actually manifested this. You manifest this happening, and what I'm talking about is you recently got married to my play. Yeah, put it up, sis. Put it up. You just recently got married to my brother. And I love my brother from another mother, Larry. Yes. Oh my God. I mean, you guys, he's such a wonderful person. He makes you so happy. I got the opportunity to see the journey and be there for all the giggles and all the ups and the challenges and the overcoming and the love and everything that you guys, just continue to do. And I told you, I said, girl, I will be fasting and praying for you, sis. Your husband is on his way. And we had to kiss a couple of frogs before we got to our princess, but put him up, sis. Put him up one more time. Yes, one more time. She there, boo. She got there. This is a beautiful picture and, of course, a beautiful love story. This king had been waiting for you, and this song is so appropriate for where you guys are now. So, can you just talk a little bit about that and give us a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of tidbits about how this came about and where you guys are now, and how has this journey? Because this is something you've been waiting for.
My face hurts because I'm smiling. I really love him. Anyway. Look at her cheeks. You're gonna embarrass me. I'm turning red. So anyway,
yes, y'all are. Look at that chocolate girl, that light brown girl turning red. Look at her.
Whatever. If you remember, you had Diva Spot Lounge, and I came the beauty bar. And we did some vision boards at the beauty bar. And you guys, when I tell you, I had this big ring that I had cut out of this magazine. And I had this big house that I had cut out of this magazine. And I plastered it on the tag board. And I was like, this is gonna happen. This is what's happening. So, and it didn't happen. It didn't happen right away. But later
it didn't happen right away.
It didn't happen right away. And you're right. I kissed a few frogs, but it's okay. So what did wind up happening is Larry and I knew each other from my radio personality, exclusively Elle, and he had a band, and I was interviewing his band, and everybody kept telling me, like all of the wives and to the band members were like, Mr. Harris like you, he like you. I was like, huh? No, he don't. He doesn't, because I just wasn't seeing it like that. And at the time I was involved with someone, so I, was bad timing anyway. But later on, I wound up hiring him and his band to play for me at a place that is no longer there. It's the Blue Note in Lakewood, Washington, which was a really super dope, all Black owned establishment. They now have Hot Fish, which is in Lakewood, Washington. So please look that up and support Quentin with that endeavor. But we all played together. We had an amazing time. And later on, life moved on, and he wound up contacting me. And I was in Philadelphia on a business trip with my mom. And I said, I'll talk to you when I get back. Still, I was involved with someone. And I called him thinking it was about a gig. And he was like, no, I just wanted to call and check on you. And I thought, oh, that's so super sweet. So moving forward, I was not involved anymore and kind of rebuilding rebuilding my life and had moved back in with my family and, was trying to get a fresh start. And I left my healthcare job and I went to be a school bus driver because there was a shortage. And I felt like it would be something that would give me more creative control and more time. And when I got there, he was there. And so he sees me walking across the parking lot and he goes, "Ew!" And he's hollering my name, but it's COVID. So he has like this whole ninja mask thing happening. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm sorry. Like, who is that? I'm sorry, I can't see. And he's like, it's me, Mr. Harris. And I'm like, Larry? And I was like, what are you doing here? He goes, I work here. And I go, oh. He said, what are you doing here? I said, I work here too. So that was the prime opportunity. He invited me out to, we call it lunch, but really it's breakfast for us bus drivers, school bus drivers. And we went on our first date. And the rest is history. And we've known each other for 9 years, but we'd only been dating for a year. And I got that fabulous ring that I cut out of that magazine. And my fabulous husband. So that's been a wonderful journey. We are 7 months in today, actually. And it's just been wonderful. I'm super excited.
Love is so good, and the power of manifestation and the power of creating a vision board, at any given time, you can do this. You don't have to wait until the top of the year. You don't have to wait into, do your vision board, do your daily vision board. I have a mini vision board in my office here, and put it somewhere where you can see it as well. Make a couple of copies. You can even make a digital vision board on your phone to remind you of your goals and where you're going. And you're manifesting these things to happen for you. So I remember that vision board party. I remember that ring. I remember that. And I'm just so glad that it came to pass and that, God blessed you and matured you and had you go through certain things in life so you can be prepared to be a wife, and a lot of people think, oh, I just want to be a wife. I want to be a wife. Being a wife, you have to protect the covenant. It is not for the weak. Marriage is not for the weak. Me and hubby will be celebrating 7 years this Sunday coming up. So I'm grateful for that. And being a husband, listen, you guys, it takes two people. It takes a lot of praying. It takes a lot of forgiveness. It takes a lot of tenacity. And you're going to go through challenges in life. Just know that I have my person to go through it with. So I am grateful. Now you guys met, you reunite at the school bus yard and you're like, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? And now you are the Black Miss Fizzle and the kids love you so much they are giving you little gifts. We love the kids. Oh, hearts. Hearts to the babies.
I love being a school bus driver. I'm actually a traveling school bus driver. So I'm from Seattle, Washington, but right now I'm stationed in Buffalo, New York. Shout out to Buffalo for having me in their city and hosting me. But this particular gift was given to me from one of my Billings, Montana kids in Billings, Montana. And she was just really, really a sweet little girl. She lived in a single parent household, but she lived with her dad. And I thought that was super amazing. The dad ran the farm and, he was always there to get her from the bus. I've met the grandmother, and that's just one of many stories of many kids that, whether they're in my urban city community or whether they're in somebody else's community, I've seen struggle or just kind of need a little bit of an uplift. And I'm very, very blessed to be able to give them that. I really am. So I love the kids. I do it for the kids. I tell you, the kids.
Kids and keeping our kids safe. I get up every morning and I take Queenie to school. We did try the bus, but she wasn't feeling it. And I said, okay, well then we're back to me taking you back and forth to school, which is fine. I'm pretty sure soon she's going to be like, yeah, I want to get back on the bus, but just respecting that, because, you know, it's so important that the children have a great connection with the bus driver and that they feel safe and that they be supported. It's so much going on while you are on the road, and you have to keep yourself safe. You have to keep the kids safe. You have to get them back and forth. You are responsible for a lot of kids at one time. So I really appreciate you and want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. As a parent, you know, and sending their children off to school, because you're the best. You know, you're fun, but you don't play with them kids. You don't let them do what they want to do. You make sure that they know that you are there to keep them safe, and you are professional. So, you know, it's just been great to be able to continue to be on this journey with you and to reflect over everything that you do. You're over there in Buffalo, New York, and it's your girl Diva Ebony B. You now tune in live to Diva Spot Podcast Lounge. ElleXentric is in the building. Make sure you comment and ask her questions and give her feedback on the music. And if you want to book her or support her or have her at your event, make sure you hit her up. So Elle, before we get out of here, let people know how they can book you, where to follow you on social media, and just give your last words of reflection.
Definitely, you can please go buy the album. It's so much more. There are earlier in the conversation today, we were talking about me just being a gumbo pot, and it's ironic I didn't name this album the Gumbo Pot, because it's got so many different producers that I worked with. One of them, there's number 6 on the album, is called Memories. And unfortunately, that producer is now passed away. So he hasn't gotten an opportunity to hear the complete song. But Eddie West, shout out to him, also known as Abasi Seifu, who was running Black on Black Love, which is a Facebook group primarily for our Black love couples and people trying to find love, such as Diva B and I have. I just want to make sure that that's acknowledged. Another producer on the album is Toby Elixir. He's now a deacon and not, you know, in the music world anymore, in this secular world. But he's done, that was some of the things that you heard on the album, or that you will hear on the album. The song that Diva played was If, and that was produced by P.A. Dre Beats. And that was definitely challenging because he was out of state. So in order for me to get that music, there were some things I had to do, but it was definitely worth it. Please get the album. You can follow me on all social media platforms under ElleXentric, ElleXentric. You've also got Exclusively Elle, which is on Facebook. Exclusive is spelled with an X. It is all things X, X-E-E-X, Records, X-E-E-X, with regards to the Exclusively Elle Presents on Spotify. There's just so many things. Just pay attention. I move quick. I do a lot. So please keep your ear to the ground. Don't forget, Beat Street Divas still has episodes out there. Hit us up, you know what I'm saying? And listen to some of those episodes you may have not been able to catch when we work together. And eventually our lives will go ahead and reunite in that world, and we'll come back and bring you some juicy stuff from the streets. If you want to book me though as an artist, it is ElleXentric@gmail.com. So please shoot me an email and I will get back to you, and we can definitely talk and connect. You know, love is life, life is love. But this music is universal, baby.
Elle, thank you so much for coming to Diva Spot. We really appreciate you being here. Thank you for coming and blessing the show with your gifts, talents, skills, and your music. You can come back anytime, honey. You are welcome back to Diva Spot Podcast Lounge. I hope you enjoyed yourself while you were here. It's your girl, Diva Ebony B. You're now tuning in live to Diva Spot Podcast Lounge. Make sure you follow me on all social media networks at Diva Ebony B. Again, that's at Diva Ebony B on Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. Make sure you like, subscribe, and click that notification bell so you can know when Diva Spot Podcast Lounge is going to be airing next. Until we meet again, my friends, keep God first, family second, and career third. And remember, keep your skincare right and your front legs tight. Let's go.